it, bro. It's cold. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
freezing.
dude, it's perfect.
Refill on our sprayer. We're good to go.
Three-car takeover trailer for your round event. Oh, look.
What's up, guys? Today we're working on the Rousey here. Got her up on the lift. We're gonna dig into this thing because not too long ago we blew this thing up. For those of you that don't know, this is our 1,000 horsepower all-wheel drive turbo minivan, and we forgot to set the rev limiter, mistake on our part, and a rod ended up coming out of the block, which is no good. So today we're gonna see how bad the damage is, why it's working on his truck today. So you got me for this video. Hooray. I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing into the van here and take a look at the engine, pull the head off, see how bad everything is inside of there. Hopefully the head is savable, because I think I did find a complete short block locally that is sleeved, rods, pistons, same setup that's in here, ready to go. And if I can get my hands on that and the head in the van is good to go, we can just swap it onto the new bottom end, put it all back together, and the Rousey should be back up and running in the next day or two. So today we're gonna get it tore apart and see how bad the damage is. I'm gonna start by pulling the drive shaft off, get the axles out of there, lower it back down, and unplug everything, get the engine out. You guys know the deal, but let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, I got the engine pulled out of the Rousey here. You can see that connecting rod that is just dangling out of the block there. That is no good. And that guy is stiff. It does not budge or move at all. It is locked into place right there, which is pretty crazy. It's pushed up pretty good into the skirt of the piston. And yeah, that's just wild, boys. Definitely came apart. You can see the rod bolts that are still snapped off in the end of the rod there, which is crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing this thing down, get the intake and exhaust manifold off, get the front cover off of there, valve cover, and see if I can pull the cylinder head off of it real quick without messing with the trans or anything like that just yet. Now I want to make sure that the cylinder head is in good shape. So cross your fingers, boys, because if the head is good and that piston didn't come up and damage anything, then I think we'll have this thing fixed up in no time. But if the head's bad, we're gonna be down for a little bit, unfortunately, because there's gonna be a wait time on getting a head done for the van. But like I said, cross your fingers, we'll get this head off, and if it's good, we'll be back in action in no time. All right, guys, moment of truth, got the head loose here. I'm gonna pull her off and see if there's any damage. Oh, she's a little slick. All right, spilling some very nasty coolant, but dang, dude, bad news. That exhaust valve definitely both exhaust valves got kissed up under there. I'll show it better in a second, but the exhaust valves are definitely a little bent. But the head, I think I can get turned around quick. JBR is just down the street. We have some spare exhaust valves. I think the seats are probably in decent shape. Hopefully we can get a head knocked out soon, but that is not ideal. So I got the head outside here just to give you a better look at those two exhaust valves, and you can see they are pretty bent. You can see the gap there on the seat of where the valve is supposed to be. So those guys are tweaked. It even looks like the intake valves got a little hit as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and drop this off over at JBR. Hopefully they can get this thing turned around quick for us so we can get the minivan back together. Unfortunately, Wyatt's back there towing her out of the way with the lawnmower. Put it back in its parking spot. We were hoping to get this thing up and running by today or tomorrow, but this will set us back a little bit. But we'll get the van up and running here soon, boys, but is what it is. So I went ahead and took that head over to JBR. Obviously those two exhaust valves need replaced. It looks like the intake valves in that cylinder also are going to need to be replaced. And after talking to them, and you know, we're gonna put a whole new engine together for this thing anyways, it looks like we're just gonna end up revalving the whole head, freshen it up. Might as well, since we are at this point. Put that engine together years ago. That was one I built myself, and it has been through hell. I wish we could have shown more clips in the tribute at the beginning of this video, but I mean, this thing has gone through so much, and the only reason we killed it was because we forgot to set that rev limiter and it checked out. I guarantee that motor would have went for much, much longer, but is what it is. We are going to get the head redone. It just sucks because I was hoping to have the engine back together and in this thing, you know, possibly by tomorrow, because I sent it, boys. Show you guys what I got over here. I was gonna save this for another video, but this right here, boys, is a brand new, ready to go, sleeved rod piston O-ringed short block for the Rally here. So this is actually slightly stronger sleeves that were in it. This guy right here is rated for 1,300 horsepower. This is essentially the same setup that's in the MR2, except with steel rods. It has mainly turbo tough rods. This was actually a JBR bottom end, and this one was up for sale on Marketplace, and I spent a chunk of change and just went ahead and got one that was already done. This is something we could definitely do ourselves and save some money. I just wanted to get the van up and going, and I was really hoping the head was good to go. I was kind of rolling the dice on it, and that's why I just sent this without finding out if the head was good or not. And now we have this, boys. Spent a lot on it, but once the head gets back, we'll be able to just slap it onto here, and we'll be good to go. As long as we take care of this, the van should have no issues living at 1,000 horsepower all day. So yeah, that's where we're at, unfortunately, but we will get it done soon, and the minivan will be back up and running again. Well, guys, we have a few minutes before we wrap this video up, and I figured I'd sit down and talk directly to you guys about a couple things, because I feel like I haven't done that in a while. I don't want to get too disconnected with you guys, but I kind of just wanted to ask what you guys would like to see content-wise from this point forward. You know, I have a lot of ideas, but I don't know if you guys are enjoying just what we're doing kind of day to day. I'm doing my best to post as much as possible without, you know, the quality going too low and making it look too repetitive. You know, there's different ways we could change it up. I could pull back, focus on quality videos over quantity, somewhere in between, like a nice sweet spot. You know, things like that. It's been crazy this last couple of years moving out to Florida and everything. And you know, I hired Wyatt not too long ago, a little over a year now. He has been great. And I'm kind of moving more and more into that direction to where we take this a little more seriously, step by step. I actually just hired a third person for an extra set of hands behind the camera, and you know, just keep going from there. So it's a little nerve-wracking at times. I really never thought we would be in this position, actually running this as a business, and I feel like it's something I'm not fully cut out for. I'm doing my best, boys, but it's just so hard to juggle everything. And I take a lot of pride personally in like trying to work on the cars myself. I always have, so it's really hard to let myself step away from that and let people help me on the vehicles. Like having Wyatt as a mechanic, it's like I'm always wanting to help him out and be there and just say that like I worked on this car with my own hands and like kind of, you know, take some pride in that as well. But I think I need to learn to like step back a little more, because it's just so much to do constantly, and there's just no way me and even Wyatt helping me, there's no way just both of us can keep up with how much we have to get done at the level we're at now. We're actually very close to having all the cars running. I should not say anything right now. I should not talk about it, but once the van's running again, we have the 240 up here on the lift. The engine's about ready to go into that. And we have some other projects lined up that we want to get going in the future. Obviously, you guys saw the NSX we picked up. I want to get rolling on that. I have some other crazy ideas that I want to get the ball rolling on and just keep kind of upping the level of projects, but also nothing like too crazy like the MR2 stuff we can have some fun with, because doing what we did with the MR2 was kind of like a personal goal for me, getting that 7-second car and building something on that level just to show that we could do it. And honestly, after we did that, I've just been kind of coasting, just thinking what we could do next. But I think I want to take those next steps to like, you know, legitimize what we're doing, kind of get on the merchandise a little more. I never want to feel too sell-out-y. I kind of want to stay connected to you guys. So I never want to push that limit, and I definitely listen to the comments. You know, I see all kinds of stuff, but you know, I'm doing my best to work on the cars, keep them running, give out quality content. I just want to take it to like, you know, another level up there. It's like we've been doing great, but I feel like we could step it up slightly, and I just don't know what exactly we need to do to get there. That's why I kind of want some input from you guys. Maybe we step up the camera quality. Like I've always wanted a camera guy and an editor, but you know, I just don't want to make it too overproduced and get crazy with it. I don't know. It's crazy we're even in this spot, boys. I'm looking at 1,000 horsepower NSX, 1,400 horsepower MR2, actually 2 NSXs, 1,000 horsepower minivan, like, and these are all mine. Like, dude, this is nuts. But anyways, that's all I have on that quick little TED Talk. I feel like automotive YouTubers have it really tough because we have to spend so much money on these cars. It's the hardest thing to maintain between the cars, the filming, the spending. It's crazy. And I don't know how some of these other YouTubers do it. And yeah, I just want to learn how we can step it up just a little bit. Nothing crazy, but up the quality of the builds, up the quality of the content, get stuff done more consistently, do cool stuff. And I just have some really badass ideas. So I hope you guys trust me on that. And I just wanted to put that in your ear because I'm going to try to keep leveling up. So that's where we're at for now. But the van should be up and going soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you later.